right now we've lost 100 units a day out of that plant going to China, and that's the overtime. So from 10 hours, we're going back to 8 hours production, right? And that's going to affect a lot of the employees there by their livelihood, because a lot of people are set on that 10 hours of overtime to make their family better. So now that their hours are being cut, some of them might even lose their homes, unfortunately.
So some people might actually lose their homes because of the loss of that contract?
Correct, because that contract means a lot to our plant there in Oakville, because that did keep us on a 20-hour to 24-hour production out of that plant. So now you're cutting that hours down to 16 hours a day.
When did they come down? Did they come down and tell you that information?
Well, they did tell us that information, that right now we've lost the contract for China, but we might be getting it back probably would be maybe the fall. Depends on our new model, and depends on the contract with China.
Is this about the Edge?
It's about that is about the MKX, the Lincoln version.
Okay, so that was the car that it was going to be delivered?
Yeah, it has been delivered for the last 3 years now to China, but now they've stopped the production to China for that vehicle.
Did they tell you why?
Not all the details, no.
But you felt that it was due largely to the mismanagement of
Correct.
of the government.
Of the government. Now we're still working on it. It doesn't mean that it will. Nothing is carved in stone, especially in the automotive industry. We know that, one day we could be selling thousands of cars, one day we could be selling nothing, right? It all depends on the market. So that's the automotive industry.
Just so I understand, Rudy, you were delivering the units and now you're not.
Correct.
So, okay. So just one day they came down and said...
Yes, but they've been doing this for a while.
So cutting back, is that how?
Correct, it is cutting back.
And now there's none?
Not right now, we're not shipping anything to China right now. Correct.
Are you a manager?
No, I'm not. I'm in incoming quality.
Incoming quality.
Right now. I used to be a vehicle auditor there, but now I even have a union background with Unifor. And a lot of people wonder why I'm a conservative with a union background. And I tell people, exactly, we've lost 350,000 manufacturing jobs here in Ontario. We have to try to bring as many of them back to Ontario.
I mean, a contract that size, 100 units per day, that's worth like over $1 billion a year.
But we're still shipping our Edges to Europe too. We do build Edges for Europe in a diesel, standard, left-hand and right-hand drive vehicle as well. Because everybody knows it's cheap to produce in China. We all know that. So we have to compete with China by lowering our hydro rates, lowering our taxes, and getting rid of a lot of red tape. When we left office 15 years ago, there was 200,000 regulation. Now there's 384,000 regulations, red tape that we call it. Companies do not want to come here and build anything here. So if we reduce red tape, we can attract companies back here, and reducing hydro and taxes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, some people go, why are you supporting business? Well, we're not really supporting, we're supporting people to work in these companies. So the more companies we have here, the better it is for all of us. Like, 2 years ago, Land Rover and Jag wanted to set up in Windsor, and I'm not sure exactly what happened with our provincial government. I think they wanted tax incentives, and they did not deliver, so they decided not to build here. And that would have been another 2,000 well-paying jobs here in Windsor, building a beautiful product here in Canada.
And so there's not going to be layoffs, so is there?
Not in the near future, but it could happen. Not in the near future.
So there could be layoffs as a result of...
Yes, well, it all comes down to orders. Like, if we don't produce vehicles, the company would have to lay off people.
And you have 4,600 people there now.
Approximately, yes.
Yeah.